What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 7 of the Creator Series here on the Proven Knowledge Podcast. Today I talked to another London artist. This is our second London artist in the past 3 weeks, I believe. His name is Tashan, and he talked about his manager and how important his manager has been to him, and we talked about kind of the concept of having a manager and how important that is to have someone that actually, cares about your career and pushing your career in the right direction. We talked about his influences. His mom is a huge influence to him, among other people. We talked about how he deals with kind of haters or doubters or whatever you want to call them, and how he is able to push through and persevere through that. And we just had a pretty good conversation today. We had some connection issues with the call, but other than that, I thought it went very well. And so let's get into today's episode. All right, welcome everyone to episode 7 of the Creator Series here on the Proven Knowledge Podcast. Today we have another guest hailing from London, England. He goes by the name of Tashan. How you doing, man?
I'm good. It's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome, man.
I saw on your Instagram, it was your birthday yesterday, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, 2 days ago. Thank you, man.
2 days ago.
Yep.
Let's see on the podcast live, innit? Happy birthday.
Thank you very much, bro. It was a pretty chill birthday. I didn't really do much, just went out to eat with the family.
Quarantine, I guess, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But I appreciate that, man. So we kind of start every episode off with just kind of give the fans that don't know you or the listeners that don't know you, kind of just give a summary of who you are and kind of how you got into music.
Well, I'm an artist from London, England, West London specifically. I'm into trap music, R&B. I think R&B is more my kind of lane, but I do all kinds of music. Like it's a mix. You can listen to my music, R&B, trap, even a bit of drill in there as well. Like I do all kinds of music. I started doing music like 2 years ago. That's when I started. I've always been into music since a young age. I've always been into it. Like Motown music heavily inspired me when I was younger. Grunge music as well with Nirvana. Like crazy different influences that go into my the music process for me. It's mad, yeah.
Nice. So you have a pretty wide range of styles, you'd say then. Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice. So I know that the last 4 or 5 months, I know you already mentioned the quarantine and everything, and it's kind of like something that has come up as conversation like anything we do now, but I wanted to see kind of how you've been coping with that and kind of how you've been coping with everything that's been going on this year. How is your mental state, and kind of what are you doing to get through it, or just kind of keep going on the day-to-day, you know what I mean?
With quarantine, I find it's been an opportunity, if anything. Like, a lot of people see it as a setback, but with quarantine, I've just been working as much as I can. Before quarantine as well, I was going studio to studio, trying to work as much as I can as well. So I was doing a lot of mileage, obviously driving from studio to studio. But as soon as quarantine started, I was like, talking to my manager, talking to my producers. I was like, I might as well just start engineering myself at home. Obviously, I'll send bits off to them, this to them, this new thing I recorded to them. So really, if anything, I've been most productive than before quarantine. So it's kind of just been a blessing in disguise. And not only that, but I think as an artist, I've improved so much more. Like, I've learned a lot more about myself as an artist. Even working with autotune and stuff like that. Before working with autotune, I was kind of new to it, but now working with it, I feel a lot more comfortable. So yeah, I think I've grown just tenfold as an artist, like crazy.
Yeah, I know, because I've seen on social media, especially, a lot of artists that they didn't know how to be their own engineer. They didn't know how to record themselves and things like that, and they've been able to pick up the skill just from having the extra time and just being at home, and they don't want to stop making music, so they kind of just keep doing it that way, and they kind of learn on the fly. And with the internet and everything, you can kind of learn whatever you want to learn as long as you're just willing to put in the work. So that's definitely good to hear that you're doing that, because I've had a few artists kind of tell me the same thing, that they've been kind of picking up that extra skill and just doing that. And it's good. You're going to be able to use that in the future too. So, I mean, it's always good to learn that. So, do you have anyone, I know you just mentioned your producer and everything. Do you have anybody like a videographer or somebody that kind of helps you out with everything you put out content wise? Do you have
we've got a bit of a team. We've got a little bit of a team. So really, what I didn't mention earlier, when I started music, it was it was like one summer, me and my friend T1, he's an upcoming artist as well. He hasn't released any music yet, just like a beat tape. He's done a beat tape, he's a producer as well. Me and him were like one summer just going like just experimenting with music as well, working with garage band at the time. Imagine garage band. And before I went to university in Westminster. I'm just about to graduate right now. I've got to do my last assignment and then I'm finished with university.
Nice.
I linked up with a lot of people at like first year university. They all happen to be in my class as well. And from there, we form like a little group where it's like videographers, producers, visual artists like me as well, like that rap and sing. And like we made a little team, so I have my own little team as well that we just create for ourselves and just collaborate with each other. Yeah.
Well, first of all, congrats on the college thing, because that's definitely important. I think.
Thank you.
Myself, I only made it like halfway through college and dropped out, but I don't know if I'll go back or what. But it just wasn't for me. But I always tell people like, if that's what you want to do and it's important to you, then definitely you should do it, because I know it means a lot to people. And like you just said, you just made a lot of connections through that. And now you have people, you have people that you're going to be able to, work with in the future and now, and hopefully you guys benefit off of one another and what you guys are doing, like creatively and everything. So I definitely.
It's been good. It's been a learning experience in particular. I didn't mention their names yet. Names like AK Adam K, who's an amazing videographer, an editor as well. But what I've come to learn, so many of these people, because I studied media at university, and media is just so broad. You get people that, you know what I'm saying, people that do this, they do that. Like, they can all help you in different forms of media in general. AK Adam K has been instrumental in everything we've been creating for the last few years. T1 as well. He didn't go to university with us, but him as well outside of university, he's been instrumental. Kid Snow as well, my manager and producer, very instrumental as well, helping me reach new horizons, meeting these people. He's really good for networking and connections, but as well as producing, it's just amazing. Especially the growth as well. I think my growth as well, it's been really good for the last 2 years. Kid Snow's growth, but everyone around me, just the growth for the last 2 years has been crazy. It's hard.
Yeah, so like you said, like just that team and the camaraderie of having that movement is just gonna be so beneficial for you headed forward. So definitely a great thing. Let's talk about your kind of like your music specifically, and as far as writing goes, are you someone that can freestyle, kind of just if you hear music or you hear a beat or something, or do you kind of have to sit down and construct it from the ground up, you think, with your songs?
It's a mixture. Like if I hear a beat, it's like I'll usually be at home and I'll be like doing one thing, hear a beat, I'll start playing a beat on my laptop, or someone sends me a beat pack, and I'll just go up and down the beat pack and I'll hear a beat and it will just inspire me to write something. I'll write like 2-3 words down, and then from there I'll just construct a complete song. Sometimes I'll come back to notes, but usually when I hear a beat I'll make a song usually just that. And within an hour, within half an hour, I'll make a whole song for it. I'm not really a freestyler when it comes to writing. I'm a writer. But yeah, it's usually I'm more of a writer. I like to construct it before I go into the studio. But sometimes it can be off the cuff. And in the studio, we just be vibes in. If it feels natural and it feels organic, then we'll make something in literally half an hour, like an hour session in the studio. So it can be a mixture of things. Usually I'm a writer. I like to write in my own time. I like to, you know what I'm saying, take my time, construct it, and present my music to the world.
Yeah, I interviewed an artist last week, and he kind of said that he likes to freestyle and he likes to kind of just go off things, but when it comes to like certain types of music he's making, like he said he was constructing his album, and he said he wanted his album to be more like story-driven, so he needed to think about it a lot more than just kind of just throw it off the top of his head. So I definitely think like there's different ways of doing it. It just kind of all depends on what you're going for with that particular
exactly.
song thing. So, yeah.
What was the last thing you said though? Sorry, you're cutting off a bit. What was the last thing you said?
No, I just said it kind of just depends on like what kind of song you're making or what kind of project you're making. I guess as an artist, what you feel comfortable with putting out is kind of how you're going to create that song, that particular song. So
Exactly.
Who and what would you say are kind of your biggest inspirations in life that inspire your creativity, you think?
Inspirations in life. I'm always going to say inspirations in life. That's a hard question. I think inspirations come in many forms. If you're talking music, I'm heavily influenced by Kanye West from like a long time. I remember like going back from primary school, and I'd be picked up by my childminder, and like she'd be like bumping Kanye West in the car. That's been an inspiration since like I was young. since I was a young youth. Um, a big inspiration in life. My mom as well, a massive inspiration in life. She's just like she's like the definition of like the definition of just striving, just keep striving for what you want to achieve in life. And just her in general, just inspired me a lot. Just the things she's been through, the things that she's been through, and she's still, just I'm saying, succeeded in life as well. Any inspiration in life, in many forms of athletes, like Kobe Bryant, a massive inspiration. Yeah, there's inspirations all around me, but in particular, my mom, big inspiration, massive inspiration.
So is she kind of like a big part of you doing music? Like, is she a big supporter of your music and everything then?
It's funny you asked that. It's really funny you asked that. I would say no. She's not nothing to do with my music really.
Oh.
Music was just something that I always had like inside me, and it was always a desire to me to start recording my own music. Recently, she heard my music the first time. She was at my house, and she was telling me, "Yeah, we was listening to your music last night." And I was like, can I swear? I can't swear on the podcast. Can I swear?
Yeah, you're good. No, you're good.
I can swear.
Yeah, you're good. I don't care.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit! Like you just heard my music. Here's me in my head. I'm thinking a lot of my music is, some of it's quite vulgar, some of it's like it's got a lot of cursing and swearing.
Yeah.
And like from my home, I don't swear in front of my parents. Like, I can't do it. And then she was saying, yeah, your music really good. She was really proud of me. She said, which I thought was awesome as well. And she was like, you use certain words a bit too much more than I expect you to, but she really liked it. So that was quite a moment for me.
Nice. I know, like, my mom, like, I'll use my mom as an example. Like, she knows I make music for, like, rappers and things like that, and she hears, like, some songs, and she'll come to me and be like, I like the song, but I don't like the words. And I'm like, I'm not a rapper, Mom. I make the beat. Like, you can't get mad at me for what they say on a song. I'm sorry. Like, I let them do their thing, and I do what I do, and that's it. So...
But my mom put it down to was artistic expression. That's what she put it down to.
Exactly. Like,
whereabouts in America are you from? Whereabouts in America?
Oh, I'm from Ohio, if you know where that is.
Ohio?
Yeah.
Oh, where's that? That's on the East Coast. Where is it near?
It's in the Midwest. It's close to, like, Michigan and, like, Chicago, Illinois, and, like, Indiana, and, yeah.
Oh, so, for real? Yeah. That's crazy.
You know LeBron James, right? I mean, who doesn't know LeBron?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, I'm probably like 40 minutes south of there. So.
Oh, for real? Is it a big state?
Not really. It's probably like in the middle of the like populations as far as like the states in the U.S. go. So. Yeah.
So like out there, is it slow paced? Is it fast paced? There's a lot going on out there.
As far as like music goes.
In general, the city is it like quite fast moving city?
Cleveland, I mean, I'm not in Cleveland that much, so I don't really know, like, specifically, but it's got a few people, I'd say. I mean, we got a lot of up-and-coming people. It's just, like, I think a lot of people don't take it that seriously around here, so...
Yeah, when it comes to music.
Yeah, I think, like, a lot of people say they want to do it, but they just don't have, like, the passion for it, I don't think, compared to, like, some other people, but... I definitely see like potential here. It's just that a lot of people just dabble and they don't really put their all into what they're doing. So
I hear that, you know. I find that as well. Even though I'm in London, I'm from Hayes, which is West London, but it's kind of on the outskirts of London. And you see a lot of people do a lot of things half-heartedly. Like, I'm gonna do music, but I'm not gonna go like fully into it. So you really take that as you will, innit? You just have to kind of find people around you that are as passionate as you are, and from there you can build like a solid foundation to go forward in music. What is really cool about university? Well, I've got to meet certain people, even from outside London. A lot of the people in my group are outside London, which is quite funny to me. A1 in particular, this guy A1, you'll listen to his music, he'll fit completely in America. His music is insane. He's from Derby, which is nowhere near London. And a lot of people don't realise he's from Derby. Like, they hear his accent, they might think he's from London, but he says certain words, and then you think, oh, this guy's not from London. But it's really been a great opportunity to meet people outside London that are coming into London to pursue their kind of careers, to pursue their passions into music, which has been really cool.
Yeah, I'll have to check them out because I definitely want to hear like not only your music but like your collaborators and stuff. So
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I'll shoot that to you. I'll shoot that right to you.
Nice. Do you have any like dream collaborations? I know you said Kanye was a big influence, but do you have anyone else that you would want to do a song with one day? You think?
Any dream collaborations?
Yep.
I've never had this question. Um, High on my list. I don't know if you know Daniel Caesar. You know Daniel
Oh
Caesar?
yeah, yeah. He's dope. He's dope.
Yeah, he's high on my list. I've not really been able to explore it as much as I'd like to. Like the thing that I'm probably best at, I'm best at singing, like best R&B. Like, that's kind of my pocket. But
Hmm.
I've not really been able to explore it as much as I wanted to this point in time. But Daniel Caesar high on my list. Kali Uchis or Kali Uchis,
What was that?
Kali
Oh yeah,
Uchis.
I know who that is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My friend Jay listens to her a lot actually. So
She's high on my
yeah.
list. I
Yep.
think she's incredible. Like everything about, even her aesthetic. Like
Mhm.
she dresses like she's from the 50s, just like she's from the 60s. Just everything about her is just different.
Yep.
And her music's incredible as well. She'd be a dream collaboration. And I think our
Nice.
styles would complement each other as well. Any other collaborations I can think of? Um, Not really. They're the two that come to mind right now in time. They're the two that come to mind. Yeah, that's what I can think of right now.
Those are pretty good. Those two artists are kind of like similar. Like they're big artists, but they're not really like A-list artists right now. But they're definitely like on the come up, I think, as far as like big artists
Mm.
go. So those are
I mean, I
definitely
would
good.
have said someone like X, obviously, rest in peace to X. He's been a really big
Oh yeah.
inspiration. Even though he wasn't for a long time,
Mhm.
once he first burst into the scene, he would have been a dream collaboration for me. Someone else I like to mention, Bryson Tiller. I love Bryson Tiller. He
Mhm.
kind of disappeared after he broke out. He kind of disappeared. But I think Bryson Tiller, when he came with that trap soul vibe, like that was my shit. That was the shit that I was listening to. That I was bumping constantly, constantly. Like Bryson Tiller, amazing.
I'm
That would be
waiting
a dream
on his.
collaboration. But
I'm waiting on his next album because I want to hear like kind of what he changed from the last album. Because I know like the last album he said he wasn't very proud of. So I want to hear kind of like what he changed with this one or like how this one's gonna be different. So
mm,
should be interesting. What do you think your favorite part about collaboration is? Like, as far as the
my
people you've
favorite part
worked
about
with?
collaboration.
Yeah.
Favorite part about collaboration. Um, Off the cuff, what I'm thinking about is when I'm in the studio, there's like 7 people in the studio, we're just vibing to a tune. I just like the fact that it's so organic.
Mhm.
Like with collaboration, obviously writing a song, it can be just you. You can take the song wherever you can, but you can lay down a verse and someone comes on the track and takes it in a completely new direction. So that two together, meshing those two styles together, just takes the track like completely over the top, and then you can create just a masterpiece. I've collaborated on a few songs that I've released, not too many. Most of the stuff's been solo so far, but yeah, just collaboration. You can just completely create new things, and you can also bounce ideas off each other as well. Collaborating with different artists over the last like couple of years, I've learned a lot of things from other people, and I'm sure I've taught some people a lot of things that they picked up. So it's a great chance to just grow as artists. That's what I love about
Mhm.
collaboration.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's very easy to kind of just be like self-absorbed with like your music and everything, and you want to kind of do
Mm-hmm.
everything yourself. But I think there's just something about being able to work with other people and get their input
Yes.
and kind of combine like your creative skills just to make something really great. And it's always gonna make the music a lot better, I feel. So it's definitely
Mm,
definitely something that I think everybody should strive for. Um,
actually.
let's talk about managing like your time as far as your music and balancing that with like everything else you have in your life. Like, do you have a good balance yourself, or do you feel like you need to work on your time management skills?
The point I'm at right now, I feel like I find a good balance.
Hmm.
Because obviously, I talk about it in my music as well. For the last 2 years, maybe even 3 years, I've been balancing university, a job. I work at Starbucks right now. Um, Obviously, it's music as well. I do that. I also do freelance work as well. I do like videography, making videos for people,
Hmm.
whether it's marketing, whether it's music videos, also directing videos. And obviously, you got somewhere in that you got to find a life away from music, away from that, like having fun or
Yeah.
like a relationship as well.
Yep.
So I've been balancing like 5 things for like the last 2 years. So a lot of people were saying I take on too much for myself, but I'm a guy that likes to multitask. Even in like, the hours I should probably be like sleeping, whatever. I'll be doing
Hmm.
overtime as well, and I'm kind of used to it now. So people probably say I work myself, but I feel comfortable with it right now. I feel comfortable. If I was to add anything else, I probably self-employed, but right now I feel comfortable with the workload. with the balance.
Yeah, I mentioned on like the last episode that I had about time management. It's like a lot of people they're not willing to sacrifice certain things just to kind of focus on their career. They kind of want to be able to do everything all at once, and sometimes you have to cut certain things out or like at least devote more time to your music than a lot of people think they have to. But like for you, you said you're able to like manage it pretty well. So I think as long as like you're able to continue to do it in a good way for yourself and like you're not sacrificing like your mental health or like your physical health or anything like that, then I think that's what people want to aim for at the end of the day. So
To add to that, I think like people that know me, they know that I work hard, but I also like I party hard as well. I play hard as well. So I think you got to allow yourself that time to wind down as well.
yeah,
So it's finding that kind of balance.
it's kind of like giving your mind kind of time to like free itself of like the creative energy of it.
All work and no play makes Jack a very dull boy. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, like, you got to allow yourself some time to wind down and relax as well.
Oh.
And once you do that, you can just keep it rolling, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. So how this is another question, but how do you think I don't know if you have like a ton of like doubters or people that have kind of like not enjoyed your music or like talked bad about your music. How do you think you've been able to kind of block out the doubt from the outside like sources if you've had any?
How have I been able to block out the doubt? I don't know. I've not really heard too many bad things about my music. What I think is very good for me is that you surround yourself with people that aren't yes men, people that tell you what's good and what's not good. So if I make something that's shit, you'll hear first from people around you telling you this isn't the one, this isn't it. So that's the first thing you need to do is have that solid foundation. People around you that will tell you before outside ears will tell you shit. Before outside ears will attack your music, you have to get people around you that will tell you this isn't it. And then really from having that, it's let me grow as an artist. And really, if someone's going to attack me or try to troll me or hate on my music, I'm a troll myself. So this shit just makes me laugh, really.
Yeah.
But if anyone has anything good or positive or even bad to say about my music, I'm going to take it on board and try to improve myself as an artist. So really, you know what I'm saying? It's a win-win situation for me. If you're going to talk bad, I improve myself. If you're going to talk good, then it's all good. So yeah, just you know what I'm saying? It works out anyway for me.
Yeah, I know like you just said, it's like the people around you are hopefully going to look out for like your best interest anyway. So if they tell you, they're not really feeling what you're making or creating, then it might be good advice, you might be able to take that and run with it. But then there's, other people that might just be trolling on the internet or something and just might want to get under your skin. But I think something that my artist Jay has always said is like either way they're going to be listening to your music, so either way, like you said, it's like a win-win. So I mean, if they have enough time to like stop and like hate on your music and like they listen to it, he's like at least they checked it out. Like, so technically I'm still winning anyway because you're taking the time out of your day to like do that anyway. So if it's positive or negative, it's still kind of helping what you're doing. So
exactly, I feel exactly the same way.
Yeah.
I feel exactly the same way.
Yeah. So it's just kind of something I think everybody has to deal with at one time or another. But I think if you just handle it the right way, you're gonna be good. So
Exactly.
what do you think as far as the business side goes? What do you think you've struggled with financially? As far as like, do you struggle with like promoting yourself or kind of like paying for studio time, or what do you think has been an issue so far?
An issue? I don't really think I've encountered any issues as of yet.
That's good.
I'm like a lot of the music that I create and a lot of things that I do. I don't really have to pay for studio. A lot of the studios that I work at is home studios. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And the people that you're collaborating with, we're building up together. So once we get to that point, the money's going to come. So the most expensive thing is really just been promo, really, which I see as an investment. So I haven't really encountered anything with payments so far.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all an investment to me, really. The most expensive thing as well is really just been setting up my own home studio, so I can create from home. But yeah, no real problems when it comes to finances.
That's pretty
certain
good to hear,
periods, you know what I'm saying? I'm a uni student, so money can be tight at times.
Oh yeah.
And there's been times like, you know what I'm saying, 5 a.m. studio sessions when you're kind of broke and living off very little amount of funds, but it's all a learning process, all part of your growth. But not really encountered any problems as of today.
That's pretty good to hear, though, like, that you don't have a ton of problems. And I know, like, I've asked that question almost every episode, and a lot of people say the promotion thing is an issue, and, like, they don't know where to kind of devote the right amount of money to what, like, sources. They don't know, to, like, if they're going to pay to get, like, on a blog or something, or if they want to do, like, social media, like, promotion and things like that. And it's kind of, we're kind of in an age now, like, Instagram, you have to pay for people to see your content, and you got to pay like on YouTube to get ads and things like that. So I think it's just like personal preference, and then just kind of having a plan as far as what you're releasing and how you're releasing it and things like that. So
that's what we're working on right now with my manager and my producers and my artists that surround me. That's what we're really just finding out right now, the right formula before we release, the right formula for this, for that, for that. We're just trying to become as professional as possible and as organized as possible, and find the right formula to just blow up, really. But yeah, it's all a process. It's all a process.
And I know like everything's always changing, so I think it's important to just keep like adapting and kind of keep your ear to like what is kind of the new thing and how you can get on it in the way you want to. And I think as long as you do that, like I said, you'll be on the right path. So you were mentioning your manager. Can you talk about kind of the importance of how your manager kind of helps you out as far as your music goes and your career, and what do they do for you personally that you feel like you might not be able to do all on your own?
He's been my manager recently. Before that, he was my producer. I've known him for about a couple of years. Since he's become my manager, there's just so many more benefits to him. A lot of the time, I can't devote to myself, promoting myself. He's doing all the networking, like connecting all the dots, connecting all these other lines behind the scenes as well, like getting new shows, stuff like that, talking to promoters. So I think everyone else kind of needs someone like there just behind the scenes, like connecting all the dots and working their magic behind the scenes. So yeah, it's more so your image and just getting you bookings and getting you looks, really. Yeah, that's what I manage is important for.
So basically, I was just saying like you should have a manager for the right reasons, like you said. Like you shouldn't just have a manager to have one or just say you have one. I think you should have one to kind of help you out and move your career in the right direction, instead of just not really helping you or just being there just to say they're a manager. Like they should do an actual job that they're devoted to do and help you out. And they should be more about helping you than anything, I think. So
Factual.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. Like, if anything, I feel it's a bigger flex to not have a manager, because, like, you know what I'm saying? You want everyone to have that image of you that you do everything for yourself.
Yeah.
But really, you should have to get to a point where you're like, I need someone to help me with this. I need someone to take some of this load to help me out, because you'll be juggling a lot of things, and a lot of people out there can be doing something better for you than you are doing for yourself. So at some point, you need to kind of consider getting a manager if you can. Exactly.
Yeah, and I think knowing like the right time to get one, like you said, you have to make sure that you are like on the level enough to be able to need one. It's really a need and not a want. You don't really just want a manager; you kind of have to need one to get one.
Let me plug him. Let me plug him. So my manager's let me plug his website. He manages me. He also manages Fraser, another artist, awesome artist. Especially in the US, you do mess with him a lot. And he manages A1 as well, A19 on Instagram. And his website is cam at cgh300management.com. That's MGMT. Just check him out as well. He's crazy with it.
Awesome. So I don't know if you mentioned this earlier, but are you signed to a label at all, or are you an independent artist?
No, independent. Yeah.
So how do you think that has benefited you as far as being able to kind of own all of your content and be able to kind of have like creative control?
I don't really think I get to see the difference of it right now, because I'm relatively young in the making of everything right now. I'm still an underground artist, but it's definitely cool for me, because I'm a person that wants to have complete creative control. So as an independent artist, you kind of get as much creative control as you can. So really, I can like direct a movie. I can have a say in this, have a say in that, and that's the thing. A lot of people get lost in the sauce. If you study music, you'll know a lot of people get fucked over by their deals. Like especially back in the day, a lot of people signed to Sony. They jumped in, they get themselves locked into the wrong deals. A lot of people get signed to 360 deals as well, and they feel like they're a slave to their own labels. A lot of artists they go into it just, you know what I'm saying, they're not too smart of their business when it comes to music. and that's something you have to be conscious of. You don't want to get yourself into a situation where you're a slave to the record label and you have no creative control, and they're kind of running your lives. So exactly, it comes back to again surrounding yourself with the right people, just being smart of your music and smart of your business.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, like, I was mentioning earlier, like, the internet age, and I think now it's helped having the internet because a lot of people can hear these stories from the past and they can hear about artists that kind of have gotten themselves in a bad situation and it was really tough to get out of it, and some artists, their careers were kind of just done after they got in, like, the wrong situation. So, like you said, I think it's important now, if you can have all the control and you're able to sustain without a label, you should just do that because that's gonna give you the freedom to do whatever you need to do. So that's gonna probably
Exactly.
help you sustain way better anyway. So, but
Exactly. Precisely. I'm lucky as an artist. The time right now is the prime time to be an independent artist. You
hmm
see a lot of success stories. I don't really know as far as America. I think I know a few artists, but in England as well, you see a lot of success stories. The biggest artists in the UK industry when it comes to rap, a lot of them are independent as well.
mm,
They got a nice team behind them, but they're independent artists at the end of the day. And you don't really see them labels, which I think is crazy, which I think is really good as well. I think it's crazy. It's a crazy time to be an artist right now.
mm. And it's almost better, I think, now. Like it's easier to start your own label and your own movement as well. So like you can kind of build that up the way you want with your team, and you don't always have to have like the major label backing all the time. So that's even better, I
Mm,
think. So,
it's crazy. It's sick. It's sick. But
yep,
don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna shit on labels. For
yeah,
some people, labels work a lot better. And for some people, they work a lot better as independent artists.
yep,
It really just comes down to you. It really just comes down to the people around you.
yeah,
So I'm not gonna shit on labels for real.
hmm
If the what do you say? If the team's right
yeah.
and they have your best interests at heart, then a label
Yeah.
might be for you. But
It's
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
it
A lot of
really all
people
boils
benefit from
down to like
independence.
it really all boils down to like your situation at the end of the day. Like whatever is gonna
Exactly.
work, and if you know it's gonna work, then do that. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
If you could go back 10 years ago and kind of talk to yourself or tell yourself something, what would you tell yourself? You think?
10 years ago. 10 years ago I would have been 11. 10 years ago. Wow. I probably wouldn't tell myself anything. As a The only thing I've told myself probably maybe just some encouragement. Ten
Hmm.
years ago, I was a different person. Like I was playing football. I think I was scouted at like 11. So football, obviously soccer in America. So that's what I was doing. That was my main passion. I was scouted by like what was I scouted by? I was scouted by football when I was 11. So being scouted, I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about. Being
Yeah.
scouted for
Yeah.
football,
Uh huh.
the club would take you on, and then obviously as you grow older, you become like a professional footballer.
Yeah.
I was scouted at 11 as well, so I was on a completely different path. I'd probably just tell myself to pursue, just do as best as you can in every aspect of your life. Um, but yeah, I never would have seen myself at 11 being like so into football, so addicted to football or soccer. For 10 years time to be like so into music and so passionate about music.
Mm.
So I probably would just tell myself to persevere and just be the best me and in every single aspect of my life. Yeah.
So if you could go 10 years into the future, where do you think you want to be?
I'm really ambitious. I'm extremely ambitious. 10 years in the future. My main passion, I love music. Don't get me wrong, I love music.
Mm.
My main passion is acting. Acting is my main passion, and even directing. I like directing too. 10 years in the future, I want to achieve so much,
Mm.
like so much. Like I can't even comprehend the first thing that comes to my mind. Um, 10 years in the future, it's a difficult question. Um, but yeah, 10 years in the future, I just hope that I've achieved everything possible in terms of music, even as and in terms of. But the main thing I just want for my mental health to be on point, for everyone around me to be taken care of. Because as soon as I strive to music, I just want to take care of the people around me.
Mm.
So really, that's first and foremost. I want to have like a stable family in 10 years' time, for the people around me to be taken care of. My mum, my dad to be taken care of. I want them to be living in luxury. That's the main thing, really, when I play music. People around been there since day one. A lot of people that have been jumping on the bandwagon in recent times, hitting me up now. Oh, this now. I want the people around me since day one to be taken care of. Fuck all the like accolades and this, that, and this, that. That can come as well, but I want the people around me to be taken care of. Really, just living in luxury. That's the main thing.
Yeah, it's definitely vital to remember who was there from the beginning and who's kind of been there on this journey with you the whole time. So that's great to hear, I think. Do you have any like an album or like an EP coming up that you're working on that you want to kind of share with people?
So first I'm gonna plug the Quarantine Capsule. I dropped the Quarantine Capsule like 5 days ago. That's out right now. Got 3 tracks featuring Jet Kane, and it's all produced by Kid Snow. So it's Tashan x Kid Snow, the Quarantine Capsule, 3 tracks on it featuring Jet Kane. And in about 2 weeks' time, we've got Minerals coming. That's a collaboration album as well. It's me, Tashan, Kid Snow, and A19, who I've told you about earlier as well. Amazing artists. There's about 5 tracks on that. It's got features from some big underground names in the UK scene, some big underground names. I'm not gonna say the name. You guys can just wait and see the names in it. But there's some big names. And Minerals, I can't even lie to you. It's gonna be a crazy album. And after that, I've got my first like debut tape by myself coming out called City of Vices. I've been literally promoting it for the last 2 years, but I've just keep delaying it until I get the best product possible and get the best release possible as well. So there's so much releasing, but Minerals is the next thing that's releasing. Minerals.
Awesome. Yeah, you have to send me that on like Instagram or whatever.
100%. I'll show you. I'll send you anything.
Nice.
I'll send it.
So I know you're on Instagram. Do you want to like give the fans any more social media that you have there where they can follow you or anything?
Let me check my phone. Okay. So I'm on Instagram, DuragTash. What's my Twitter? I think Twitter's DuragTash. So let me just check. There's my DuragTash is the name that I go by. Like, my name's Tashan, but I go by DuragTash, and I go by Tash as well. But Tashan, but DuragTash on every social media. Yeah, DuragTash on Twitter, DuragTash on TikTok as well, DuragTash on Triller. I don't really make too many videos, but I'm starting to be more active on it now as well because I realised there's a kind of a gap in the market and a lot of people are blowing up off TikTok and Triller. So yeah, DuragTash on every social media.
Awesome. So do you have any final words of wisdom for the listeners today?
Final words of wisdom? It'd probably be what I'd say to myself at 11 years old.
Oh.
Just persevere. Make sure you really find out who's really there for you around you as well. And whatever you're doing in life, whether it's music, whether it's anything arts-based, just make sure you've got a solid foundation. And just stay true to yourself. Don't try to be someone you're not. Just stay true to yourself and just persevere in every single aspect. That's all I can say to you.
Well, great advice, bro. And I appreciate you reaching out again to be on the episode today. That's all I had for you, but I wish you luck in your acting, your music, and everything you got going. You seem like you got a great attitude toward your career and everything, so I wish you the best of luck, man.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
No problem. Hey, hopefully we can do this again sometime.
100%. I'm always down. Just hit me up. I'm
nice.
there.
Thanks, bro.
Take care, yeah. Happy birthday again.
Thanks, guys, for listening today. That was episode 7 of the Creators Series. And we will be back again same time next week and all that good stuff. Not sure who the guest is yet, but stay tuned to find out. And we'll see you then.